So hey guys, welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. Happy St. Patrick's Day to ya. I hope you have had a beautiful day. It's going to be cooling down tonight here in East Tennessee in the next 2 nights. The red buds are starting to bloom. I think we could be going into a red bud winter, very likely. We could still have one maybe in the next 2 weeks. The red buds here in East Tennessee typically don't really go into their full glory till about April the 1st. That's still 2 weeks away, but they're starting to really pop. So things are a little bit early again this year. No big deal. But are we in red bud winter, the first of the little winters that we have here in East Tennessee? You may have some in your area as well. Something to look for, definitely. But welcome back to the channel. Welcome in. If you're a first-time viewer, thank you for being here. All my new subscribers, I love you. Thank you so much. And I appreciate you being here and for your support. We're going to have a hard conversation again here real quick. We just finished our little St. Patrick's Day festivities. James took me out for fish and chips, okay? I mean, I got a little bit of a break this afternoon. We always like to have fun on St. Patrick's Day because I wear all my beautiful green and orange and whatnot. And I got this new, really cute little, like, sweatshirt. It's got this beautiful shamrock on it, and it's divided in the colors of the Irish flag, and I love it. But it was 70 degrees today, and I thought I was going to melt. So I thank goodness the shirt I had on yesterday, which is in my community page, I stuck it in the washing machine this morning early, and lucky for me, I had a backup plan. There's other things, green and whatnot, I could have wore, but this was new and comfy. Oh, here comes my sweetheart. So we're about to do all the barn chores. We had a little bit of an afternoon date. He wore all of his Scottish goodies, and I wore all my Irish goodies, and we were the hit of the town, whatever that is, right? But we had a good time. But listen, okay, so this is a developing thing. The story continues to unravel throughout the day. If you're like me, or maybe you're not, I got onto Twitter. I still call it Twitter. X this morning, and there's all this hoopla about the word bloodbath, which all of social media uses. The left uses it when in whatever context they want to use, whenever they want to. I mean, this is, bloodbath. It's used in so many different ways, right? But obviously there's a big hoopla in terms of Trump saying this, I guess, yesterday at a rally. First and foremost, what I want to say is there's a lot of backlash for this because people ran with this very early. And of course, anytime they can always take something out of context to use to their political advantage or to use for their narrative, then people are going to do so. You see that happening with me. You see it happening with other YouTubers, and we're just small little fries. So the game is really hot when it comes to politics and whatnot. I know you guys already know this. I don't have to tell you, but we all need to remind ourselves of these things, that when you see something, it's really important that we do our own due diligence and our homework in hearing the conversation, especially if it's somebody that you don't favor, per se, so that you don't turn around and look like an idiot. Try to understand what they're saying. This is why I told you a week and a half ago, I urged you to listen, as painful as it is, to listen to the state of the disaster, as I called it. I really wanted you to see things on your own, and to hear things on your own, and to interpret things on your own. Unfortunately, we live in a time where, again, people read headlines. See, this is what the media knows. Not you personally, but in general, people will just read a headline or will just read a title, and that's what it may not be about that at all. This is why I always say you should listen to the video. Half the time you see a video, especially on YouTube, you have the title or what's in the little thumbnail, the picture. It may be totally different. It may be something about it, but not quite what you expected, or it may have a twist on it. It's really important not to take things out of context, because when you do that, especially if you print your opinions about them or state them or whatever, that kind of makes you look silly or makes you look like you're fibbing. or you're just trying to make somebody look bad, which again is when it comes down to the brass tacks, well, somebody might be telling a fib. That's a nice way to put it, isn't it? I know. But I listened to it. I've listened to it twice. I know that there's been, it's gotten to the point by late this afternoon where, certain people from the mainstream media have had to go back. A certain individual has had to go back and literally delete his post, because I know Elon Musk has called it out. Like, but here's what I want to do in saying, okay, so we know the context of the conversation was talking about the car industry, EVs, et cetera, et cetera. Some people have tried to stretch that and say, well, he talked about for the country. Okay, here's where my mind flips on all of this. If you've paid any attention, which you guys have, because you're awesome, and I appreciate you. The conversation that we've been having recently is, what do you think's coming? What do you think is already here? I mean, do you really think this economy's just going nuts? I have learned of local businesses right now that are really starting to struggle. I'm surprised they've made it this far. They've been doing a lot of job cuts. They just walk in and the entire shift is gone. We're going to give you a severance package. We love you. We're getting rid of this entire shift, and you're gone. Just found out about a new one yesterday. It's just happening everywhere. Look at Tyson. So when you talk about a bloodbath, in my mind, I'm taking this into my own conversation right now. If somebody said the economy is about to go through a bloodbath, people's jobs are about to go through a bloodbath, if we don't get a hold of what's going on with our economy and the spending and the job creation and the sending the jobs, outsourcing the jobs, or how about this? Let's just fire people and hire illegals to do the job. All right. I would consider that a bloodbath. It could be a personal bloodbath, a personal apocalypse, a personal doomsday scenario. When people lose their jobs, when a market of some sort crashes, when a section of our economy is struggling to the point where they can't make it anymore, or they have to be bailed out, yeah, I'd call that a bloodbath. So this is a conversation that can go different ways. We can talk about how propaganda is being thrown in front of your face 24/7. We have to do our own homework. I understand that not all of us can just sit and scroll. I don't know how people keep up anymore. I can't. I said this to you the other day. It's gotten to the point where it is so much all the time. And if you have to do the things that you're doing, work your job, homeschool your kids, get your kids to school, you've got a farm, you've got a house, you're trying to work 3 jobs. God love all the people out there that are having to work multiple jobs, or having to find ways to make rent and buy food. Inflation's not letting up. I don't know. But my point is when you see something, even if it's a person you don't like, we should all be adults and take a deep breath and go, okay, I don't like her, I don't like him, whatever, they're full of hockey, but I need to read an article or two. I need to wait 6 hours. You don't even have to wait a day anymore. Things are changing so fast. But with this conversation, like I said, what do you think's coming? Now, I don't want chaos, and I don't want division, and I certainly don't want civil unrest or worse. So, I think people were running with that. I don't know anybody that wants that. We can say that these certain groups or these certain things want it, okay? I don't know anybody in that personally. Nobody that I personally know or have anything to do with want any of that. But to say a bloodbath is coming for the economy, they would probably say, I hope you're wrong, but I pray you're wrong, but I fear you're right. We need to have these hard conversations, which we've been having. And this is what I'm saying. Whether you I don't care who you vote for. Okay, well, fundamentally I do. But I know you have your rights. You should have your rights, as I should have mine. However, I don't want anybody to suffer. I don't. I fundamentally do not. And I think that we need to understand that the course that we are on currently is horrible. Guys, we're pushing $35 trillion in debt again and again and again. It's not sustainable. At some point, that term is completely applicable to the situation that we are in. Now, should that happen, the economy continues to erode, inflation continues to go up, etc., leaving all politics aside, don't even bring in a politician right now. I'm just saying, from the economy's standpoint, from people's personal ways of being able to survive and to sustain. This is all I'm talking about, okay? Let's say it takes a massive hit, okay? And the real numbers are revealed at some point that we are in a greater depression. This is a what if ? Scenario. Do you think things are going to be civil? Leave all politics out. So clearly people are trying to run with the narrative that Trump, and I'm not trying to take up for Trump. I mean, clearly I am, because this is really far out and it's unrealistic. Guys, if we go into a massive economic downturn, do you think that's going to be peaceful? I mean, I'm just trying to have conversation here, ask questions, and to make people think. That's why we do this. I like to ask questions and get your perspective as well, so comment down below. But in all honesty, look at the things that are happening around us already. And I love it. I love this part, because Jeremiah Babe always says, he says, and it's true, we haven't seen hard times yet. You might be in your own personal horrific situation, but other people are still treading water. And there's some people are still doing a little bit better, but most are not. But right now, people are still hopeful and trying. I'm still hopeful and trying. Okay? I'm bringing you a what if scenario. The what if scenario is, should we continue down the unsustainable path that we are on in this country? Do you really think it's going to be peaceful? This needs to be something that you need to go over in your head. May take you a day or two. Talk to your spouse. Because see, when you have these conversations and you talk these things out, then you come to the conclusion of what is reality, and I better be preparing. Let's be honest here. Let's really cut to the chase. Yes, it is good to prepare for a job loss. Biggest one in my mind. Number two, clearly any type of situation in terms of a disaster. But most people at this point are going for a collapse. They're preparing because in their minds, they are seeing the writing on the wall that something is coming down the road. Something big of some sort. It could be war. It could be an economic collapse. It could be social unrest. That's what people are preparing for. I mean, come on. It covers the bases of a job loss. It covers the basis of a health crisis. It covers the basis of all of these other things. But the whole enchilada is, we're all trying. I'm going to say it for you. You might not. Actually, I'm not going to say it for you. Let me take that back. Take that back. I ain't saying nothing for nobody but myself. We're preparing to try to be as sustainable as we can for for this and up to the worst case scenario. And the worst case scenario is exactly what we've just described. And an onslaught of a, quote, bloodbath is going to happen long before you get to that. People are not going to be able to mentally handle a depression. That's why everything that you're seeing, in my opinion, is being propped up like it is. But all somebody has to do is go, which toothpick do I want? You know, what is it, Jenga? Okay. Everything is, it's shaky. Woo, shake. We're eggs and bakey, shaky. But I'm going to, these people have kind of teed me off for the last time, or this didn't go the way I want. I'm going to, so do your homework. I have to continue to do my homework with as exhausting as it is. And even when we have individuals that we do not agree with or that we do not fundamentally support, we have to listen or read true context of what they were saying. Okay? I don't want a made-up story of something Joe Biden or Joe Schmo or Joe Lucky said. I want to know what they actually said. I want to hear it. And in that video 10 days ago, I say that to you. I want to hear it with my own ears and see it with my own eyes. I don't want somebody telling me. We have to, in order for us to have the best shot of understanding what's going on around us, what's coming down the road, and how we need to appropriately prepare, we must be responsible for hearing and seeing it ourselves and making our own sound decisions for our future actions. That's all I've got to say. That's all I've got to say. We need to stop allowing anybody else, whether they're on the TV, on Twitter, up the road, or at the local library, or down the street, whoever, on YouTube, make these decisions for us. They might bring some attention to the subject, but then we have to go, hold on, wait a minute, put a little puppy in it. There's my sweetheart taking the hay. We need to see it for ourselves, whether we like them or not, him or her or not, or whether we like the subject or not. We got to do our own due diligence, because guys, the propaganda is just run amok and it's everywhere. It's insane. And I want you safe, and I want you fed, and I want you sane, and I want you making good decisions for you and your family, no matter who you are, where you are, what color you are, what you believe, and all of that. We have to take it on our own selves to be as sound-minded as possible and to be as sustainable as possible. No one else is doing it for us anymore, guys. They're not. And regardless of what you think of me or anything that I've said, please pray that we have somebody come in to the picture very quickly that is willing to stop some of this bleeding. If it's not affecting you yet, it's certainly affecting people around you. And it's not going to be long to where it's going to get so massive that it's going to affect you too. It could be your children. It could be your mother. It could be your brother, his job. It could be all sorts of things. We have to think about this constantly. I love you guys. I hope you are doing great today. I hope you had a great St. Patrick's Day. A lot of videos coming your way. Stay busy. Stay cool. Stay peaceful. Keep praying. Talk to God. Keep preparing. I think it's important that we talk about these things. I think that we are aware of these things, that we don't get caught up in the minutia because we've done our homework. Because really what that does is that hopefully causes you to refocus on what is important right now. And that is your peaceful, prayerful preparedness. I love you. Thank you for being here. Make sure you comment down below. I'm sure you all have a lot of thoughts and comments. Guys, don't let the BS get you. You are smart, good people. You are smart and you are kind. Remember what is it? The hell? Oh, I love that with a little girl. Keep quoting it. I know somebody's gonna be like, "This is it, Patara." I love that. We need to be saying that to ourselves every single day. I may have to start opening up my videos with that. I love that. Okay. I love you. Love you. Love you. Godspeed. God bless. And I will see you guys on the next video.